Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening. I have returned, your favorite internet disappointment, and I can finally now make this video. And I wanted to give my thoughts on the Silent Hill 2 remake story trailer because a few people in my comments were wanting for me to answer that. So I wanted to literally just go straight into it. And if I'm going to be honest, this was a fantastic trailer. I'm not even kidding. This was single handedly it captured so much of the original feel of the original game, and it just seems to be so damn faithful. To be honest, I wasn't lying if I said that I didn't back Bloober Team day one. I knew that they could handle something like this because a lot of times they can really nail horror ambience right. Usually it's just a script that lets them down a lot more. So when you follow a script like Silent Hill 2 1-to-1, I think you've got the opportunity to do something very good. And I think Bloober is aware that there's a lot on their shoulders to get this right. The biggest thing that I have to praise Bloober for is how faithful they're being to the remake. It is so amazing to see that they're really making sure they don't touch what works. Because in Silent Hill 2, there's so much that works, and my biggest issue in that game was always the combat, right? I mean, it was a game that really had no combat. You had a couple of weapons, you dodged out the way, and may I tell you that the dodging system in the original is terrible. It was literally the worst dodging system you could have. So to see Bloober touch up on that, and a lot of people being critical of it, but I want to be in defense of Bloober Team here and say that they've never done combat before. So having something that be their first dive into combat, they can learn a lot from this. And if they ever choose to do a game similar where it combines horror with teeny tiny bits of combat, they can learn where they went wrong with Silent Hill 2 and go right in their next project. Another thing that I absolutely love is just how good the voice acting sounds. This was such a clever move by Bloober Team to get actual actors who are doing a lot of motion capture work and then also a lot of the voice work. Like, it really does make these performances feel real, but it still kind of captures that B-movie feel like the original had, but it just feels a lot more richer in a sense. And I think that Luke Roberts and Salome Gunastotter are doing so well as James, Mary, and Maria. We even finally got our first full look at Eddie, and actually he looks kind of terrifying. A little bit more terrifying than the original, may I add. So, yeah, I guess Bloober just really wanted to go all out with that. Another thing that I absolutely love about this trailer is that the new Promise rework sounds so good. Like, I've always been a fan of Akira Yamaoka, and to see him rework such a classic song, like in his craft, is so damn good. Like, he has nailed this rework of his song. But most of all, just how beautiful and how haunting the graphics look is the one thing that deserves a lot of praise. Bloober Team really paid attention to a lot of the ambience of the original game, and they've really managed to bring it to life in this remake, and I think that deserves a lot of applause. I love how thick the fog is, I love how run down the town looks, I just love how gloomy it all looks. So take it from me, as someone who's a fan of pretty much most of the Silent Hill games, I think Bloober's doing a solid job, and I honestly do think this is probably going to be one of Bloober's best projects they've done. And they've got a lot of different projects that actually can be thoroughly enjoyed, but I think this one is going to be what I would describe as their magnum opus, because Silent Hill 2 is understandably one of the best games ever made. Like, story-wise, it is phenomenal. And while the gameplay may not have aged as well, the story is just so timeless, and the fact that they're staying true to that, they're not changing anything to that sense, and they're just touching up on a lot of the graphical and mechanical space, but not enough to where it just feels like it's disrespects the original vision. It's staying true. Yeah, I mean, this just deserves a round of applause. And yeah, so if you wanted my quick thoughts on it, I'm excited. I think that this is going to be one of the best games to release this year. So yeah, I think Bloober's going to smash it. I know I said it, but I'll say it again. They are the perfect choice for this. And they are so passionate. You watch their interviews, they are passionate about this game. And I think having a development team that is passionate about something like this only brings my hopes up more. And already Metacritic has been raving about it. Already, like, a lot of other publishers raving about it. Not like game publishers, but as in site publishers, I apologize. Like the news publishers. But I'm just excited. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I've got another video coming up this week, but for now, I'll see you in the foggy town. Take care.